Attention passionate Dallas, Cowboys. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC East and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Dallas Cowboys' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave division rivals stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Dallas Cowboys fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your friends and Dallas, Cowboys. Let's get to the news. All right, guys, hold on to your hats, because what's happening behind the scenes right now could be one of the most impactful moves for the Cowboys in recent memory. Rumors are swirling that Dallas is in serious talks to acquire David Onyemata from the Atlanta Falcons. And if this trade goes through, it could seriously reshape how our defense performs in 2024 and beyond. Sources close to the situation suggest that the Cowboys are eyeing Onyemata, possibly offering a first-round pick in exchange. An aggressive move, but one that could pay huge dividends for our interior defensive line. The Falcons, dealing with some cap issues and a rebuild mode after a 7-10 season, are reportedly looking to free up cap space, around $27 million, by trading Onyemata, who's valued at around $19 million per year. Now let's talk about Onyemata himself. The guy's no joke. He's 33 years old but still plays at a high level. Standing 6'3" and weighing about 300 pounds, he's a power pack gap penetrator. Over the last season, he played 16 games, racking up 5 sacks, 52 tackles, 35 solo, 2 forced fumbles, and 4 pass deflections, according to PFF with a grade of 89, which places him among the top 25 defensive tackles in the league. His pressure numbers are impressive: 48 pressures, 11 QB hits, and a run-stop win rate of 46%. Not to mention, his EPA per run is at a solid -0.16, showing he's effective both against the pass and the run. What makes Onyemata such an intriguing target for Dallas is his ability to dominate the interior line. At 6'3", he's a disruptive force, capable of stopping the run with brute strength and creating constant pressure on quarterbacks. His presence alone would elevate our defensive line from good to elite. Imagine him paired with DeMarcus Lawrence. Those two would be a nightmare for offensive lines across the NFC. Onyemata's push, especially in stopping the run, would help our defense tighten up, potentially reducing our opponents' rushing yardage by around 20%. Stats from last year show that he averaged about 3.1 yards per attempt allowed and boosted interior run defense to an 82.6 PFF grade, making him a key piece in a rebuild of Dallas's front seven. And let's not forget about his career longevity. Over 10 seasons, Onyemata has accumulated 38 sacks, 285 tackles, and 9 forced fumbles. He's no stranger to the grind and has shown resilience through injuries, including an ankle injury that caused him to miss a game in 2025. His consistency and experience bring a veteran presence that the Cowboys desperately need as they aim for Super Bowl contention. If he joins Dallas, he could be a game changer, especially in playoff scenarios where interior pressure becomes even more critical. His ability to collapse the pocket and create turnovers could turn the tide in close games, giving our defense an edge that's been missing at times. The timing of this move is crucial. The Falcons, currently at 7-10, are in full rebuild mode, and their cap situation makes it tough to hold onto Onyemata long-term. Trading him now would not only free up much-needed cash, around $27 million in cap space, but also align with their goal of building a young, cost-controlled roster. For Dallas, acquiring Onyemata isn't just about filling a roster spot. It's about making a statement. It's about showing the league that we're serious about contending again, about taking a significant step toward elevating our defensive front to the elite level that can carry us deep into the playoffs and give us a real shot at lifting the Lombardi Trophy once more. Now, from a strategic standpoint, adding Onyemata would do wonders for our overall team performance. Our run defense last season was decent, but with Onyemata anchoring the middle, expect a drop in rushing yards allowed per game by around 20%. His presence would also mean more sacks, projected at around 5 additional sacks, adding to our already strong pass rush led by DeMarcus Lawrence, Micah Parsons, and Sam Williams. The combined pressure he can generate would elevate our pressures by at least 50 per game, making it harder for quarterbacks to settle in and deliver bombs downfield. Furthermore, his addition could boost our win rate in close games, with expectations of a 1. 8% increase based on improved third down stops, turnovers, and sacks. Let's talk about the bigger picture here. Acquiring Onyemata isn't just a short-term fix. It's a strategic move that aligns with our long-term vision. The Cowboys have been building a solid foundation, an offense that is explosive when clicking, led by Dak Prescott and a talented core of skilled players like C.D. Lamb, Tony Pollard, and Brandon Aubrey. But defense has always been the backbone of championship teams, and upgrading the interior line is a proven way to tip the scales in our favor. With Onyemata, we're not just plugging a hole, we're adding a piece that can elevate the entire defense, making it more disruptive, more consistent, and more capable of shutting down the league's top offenses. Now, let's consider the playoff implications. If this trade happens before the trade deadline on November 4th, it could be the difference maker in those high-stakes games. Onyemata, with his ability to generate interior pressure, could be the X-factor that turns a good defense into a dominant one. Historically, interior pressure has been linked with increased turnovers, forced fumbles, interceptions, since quarterbacks under duress tend to make mistakes. This is exactly where Onyemata's impact could be felt most during the postseason. If the Cowboys can add him, along with developing our secondary and edge rushers, we'd be setting ourselves up for a deep playoff run, possibly even challenging for the NFC title. And speaking of the NFC, let's not forget how this move could shake up the division. The Cowboys have been in a bit of a rebuilding phase, but with Onyemata, our defense could jump several levels, putting pressure on rivals like the Eagles and the Giants. The NFC East has always been a tough division, but a dominant interior defensive line could be the edge we need to secure that division crown and host playoff games at AT&T Stadium. Plus, with the odds of winning the Super Bowl currently at plus 8,000, a move like this could bring those odds down significantly, potentially to plus 2,500, if Onyemata helps us become a more complete team. Expanding further, let's delve into the historical context of the Dallas Cowboys defense and how Onyemata could fit into that legacy. Throughout their storied history, the Cowboys have been known for their formidable defenses. Think of the doomsday defense of the 1970s, led by legends like Bob Lilly, George Andre, and Harvey Martin. More recently, the 2018 and 2021 defenses featured elite players like DeMarcus Lawrence, Jalen Smith, Leighton Vander Esch, and Trevon Diggs, who have helped establish a culture of physicality and elite pass-rushing talent. However, one consistent challenge has been maintaining a dominant interior presence, especially against power running games and mobile quarterbacks. In recent years, the Cowboys have often relied heavily on their outside rushers to generate pressure. Micah Parsons, in particular, has been a game wrecker. But to truly elevate the defense, a disruptive force in the middle is needed to complement these edge rushers. Onyemata's addition would be a strategic move to fill that gap. His ability to occupy blocks, disrupt running lanes, and collapse the pocket from the interior would make our entire front seven more lethal. This would allow linebackers like Leighton Vander Esch and Damon Clark to play more freely, knowing that the interior is stout and that there's less space for runners and quarterbacks to operate. Looking at the statistics from recent seasons, Dallas's run defense has fluctuated between the middle of the pack and slightly below. In 2023, the Cowboys allowed approximately 4.2 yards per carry, ranking around 18th in the league. With Onyemata in the fold, projections suggest that number could drop to under 4. 0 yards per carry, pushing the Cowboys into the top 10 in run defense. Additionally, the team's sack total last year was 48, with Parsons leading the way with 13. 5 sacks. Adding Onyemata, who averaged about 5 sacks per season over the last few years, could push our total over 55 sacks, which would be a huge boost in pressuring opposing quarterbacks. Furthermore, Onyemata's veteran leadership and football IQ are invaluable. Coming from a Saints organization that has always emphasized disciplined, smart play, Onyemata brings a level of professionalism and leadership that can influence the entire defense. His experience in high-pressure situations, including playoff games and deep runs, will help young players like Micah Parsons, who is already a superstar, and others develop their game and elevate their performance. Now, let's analyze the upcoming schedule and how Onyemata's presence could influence our season trajectory. The Cowboys are set to face several high-powered offenses in 2024, including the San Francisco 49ers, Philadelphia Eagles, and Buffalo Bills. These matchups will test our interior defensive strength. Having Ani Yamada in the rotation would be a game changer, especially against the 49ers. Run-heavy attack led by Christian McCaffrey and the Eagles' versatile rushing game. His ability to clog running lanes and pressure quarterbacks like Jalen Hurts and Brock Purdy could be pivotal in those contests. Expectations for Ani Yamada in Dallas are high, and fans are eager to see how he adapts to the system. His fit within the Cowboys' 4-3 scheme, which emphasizes both power and agility on the interior, aligns well with his skill set. Moreover, with the coaching staff led by Mike McCarthy and defensive coordinator Dan Quinn, who have historically prioritized versatile, disruptive defenses, Ani Yamada should thrive. The coaching staff's emphasis on leveraging players' strengths and developing schemes that maximize interior pressure makes this a potentially perfect fit. Looking ahead, the long-term outlook for the Cowboys' defensive line is promising. If Ani Yamada joins, it would signal a shift towards a more stability-oriented front, combining youth and veteran presence. The team's draft strategy might also shift to focus more on developing edge rushers and secondary players, knowing the interior is solidified. This dual approach, adding seasoned veterans like Ani Yamada and drafting high-upside players, could ensure sustained success over the next few seasons. Finally, let's touch on the financial aspect and how this move could impact the Cowboys' salary cap management. Ani Yamada's reported valuation is around $19 million per year, which is substantial but within the realm of possibility for Dallas, given their cap space and restructuring options. The Cowboys have shown a willingness to spend on key positions, especially when it comes to bolstering the defense. By trading a first-round pick, likely in the 20s, and possibly restructuring some contracts, Dallas could make the numbers work without hampering future flexibility. This strategic move would demonstrate the team's commitment to winning now while maintaining a balanced roster. In conclusion, this potential acquisition of David Ani Yamada is more than just a roster addition. It's a statement of intent. It's about building a defense that can carry us through the playoffs, challenge the league's best offenses, and ultimately bring another Super Bowl trophy to Arlington. The timing, the strategic fit, and the historical significance all point to this being one of the most exciting developments in recent Cowboys history. Fans should stay tuned, because if this trade materializes, it could be the catalyst that propels Dallas back to the top of the NFL hierarchy. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YOUTUBE algorithm to keep recommending the latest Dallas Cowboys news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. And now, Dallas Cowboys fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this potential move? Do you think Ani Yamada is the missing piece that can push us over the top? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion really matters to us and to the team. Remember, this is a fan-powered channel and your voice helps shape the conversation. I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for all the latest Dallas Cowboys news. Let's keep the passion alive and let's keep believing that another Super Bowl is within reach. As always, go Cowboys. Character count, 10, 121 characters.